We came so close to a massive night. Matt Olson, over half of a hit. 5 picks to win 2,000. That didn't cash. And then Marte, 5 picks to win 10,000. Also didn't cash. So we went 4 for 5 on a lot of these underdog entries. So today, going to be back at it on PrizePicks. So again, the reason I love these platforms, and they're pretty interesting, we've spent a lot of time going through the math, is they don't vary payouts depending on if you select the overs or the unders, right? So you can see here, over, under, 20 to win 60. It doesn't matter what picks you select on PrizePicks or on Underdog Fantasy, they are always giving you the exact same payouts, right? So on PrizePicks, any 2-pick entry, or Underdog Fantasy, any 2-pick entry is just plus 200 odds. If you're comparing it to a sportsbook, it's plus 200 odds. You're betting 20 to win 40 in profit, not 60 in profit, 40 in profit, plus your $20 stake back, so 60 total. So that's plus 200 odds. So we've kind of gone through the math before, in that the implied juice that PrizePicks is charging you on a 2-pick entry is going to be minus 137, right? Now for a 3-pick entry, a 3-pick power play on PrizePicks, you're always getting plus 400, 20 to win 100, 20 to win 80 in profit. So you're only getting you're getting worse juice, even worse juice, on a 3-pick entry. You're getting minus 141. Whereas on Underdog, they give you plus 500 odds, so you're getting minus 122. So Underdog Fantasy offers better prices, but essentially we've kind of gone through this math so many times, I don't want to dwell on it, but PrizePicks, they don't vary your payouts depending on if you select the overs or the unders. So because any 2-leg parlay where both legs are minus 137 comes out to plus 200, because PrizePicks is always giving you plus 200 on a 2-pick entry, the implied juice they're charging is minus 137. So essentially, when you're looking at PrizePicks and you're playing 2-pick entries, you should always assume you're getting minus 137 odds on a 2-pick entry, right? You should assume that's the juice you're laying. Now for a 3-pick entry, you should assume you're getting minus 141, and for a 4-pick power play, you should assume you are getting minus 128 juice, right? So what you can see here is the first pick I'm going to go with in a 2-pick entry is Rockies Padres yes run first inning. So over half of a total run, right? You can see every sportsbook has the over heavily juiced. And BetOnline and Pinnacle, 2 of the sharpest bookmakers, are much higher, right? Pinnacle is pricing this at minus 161, the sharpest, most efficient betting market. They only have 24 cents of juice baked into their market. BetOnline has this all the way at minus 182, although they have a lot more juice baked into their market, 47 cents. So kind of using data, treating each sportsbook as an independent data point of what the line should be set at, it's pretty clear that every bookmaker has the over or the yes run first inning heavily juiced, which means the yes run first inning is a lot more likely to hit than the no run first inning. And that kind of makes sense. Like if we go to the Rockies game, what you'll notice is, hey, like the total's pretty high. It's at 10.5. I assume this game is in Colorado, so it is in Colorado. It's at Coors Field. So there's a high likelihood of a run in the first inning, right? According to Pinnacle, this should be priced at minus 161. We're getting this minus 137 in our PrizePicks entry. So what we can do is load this up for our first leg. So we can go to Darvish and Cool, yes run first inning, right? So on FanDuel, we'd be getting minus 136. Now, what we'll do next is we'll go down, and you can see here is the true price. So we're playing this in a 2-pick entry. The true price of this is minus 140.51. We're getting improvement in a 2-pick entry at minus 137. This also would be great in a 4-pick entry, where you're getting 4-pick power play, where you're getting minus 128. But it also works in a 2-pick entry. So 2-pick entries, it's just harder to find profitable plays compared to a 4-pick on PrizePicks, because the implied juice is 9 cents higher, right? You're getting 9 cents more juice. So you have to still like that bet, assuming you're getting minus 137 odds. So that's the first play we're going with. And even this one, right? Like BetOnline and Pinnacle are the two sharpest sports books, and they're pricing the yes run first inning at a lot more favored. So we're still rolling with it, but you can even see like FanDuel and DraftKings only have this roughly minus 140, right? 30 cents of juice baked into their market. We're still getting minus 137 on PrizePicks. It's not super easy to beat PrizePicks on these two-pick power plays just due to the fact that they have 74 cents of juice baked into their market. But you have the advantage that they don't vary payouts depending on if you select the over or the under, right? Whereas sportsbooks are a lot more savvy and they'll vary payouts depending on if you select the over or the under, because in this case, like in this game, there's only 9 innings. The projected total is 10.5, juice towards the over. Obviously, a run in the first inning is more likely than there not to be a run in the first inning. The total set at 10.5, right? So the first play I'm going with, yes run first inning, Rockies Padres. Second pick, Graham Ashcraft over 3.5 strikeouts. We're getting this at minus 137. The true price is going to be minus 139, right? So ideally, we could get this in a 5-pick flex, although the math is a little more complicated, or a 4-pick entry, but I could only find 2 picks I liked, and both look good to minus 137, right? Minus 137 is better than the true odds. Like the true odds are more, negative, whatever you want to call it. Like you're looking for bets that you're playing on PrizePicks in a 2-pick power play where the implied odds or the true odds are minus 137 or higher. So this is the second play I'm going with, Graham Ashcraft. You can see every sportsbook has the over heavily juiced. Pinnacle Sportsbook, sharpest sportsbook in the world, pricing this all the way at minus 170. DraftKings all the way at minus 165. Very clearly he's a lot more likely to go over 3.5 strikeouts according to the bookmaker's market as opposed to under. Right? Making money sports betting, it's not about watching sports. It's not about watching highlight reels. It's about finding bets where you actually have an edge and you're getting value compared to the rest of the market. And because every sportsbook sets lines independently, what OddsJam does is, it takes all this data in the market, scans the entire market, updating every line in real time from sportsbooks, from PrizePicks, and tries to tease out, okay, where are those few rare opportunities where PrizePicks actually slipping up big enough to give you a mathematically profitable bet, right? So the second pick we want to go with is Graham Ashcraft. And you can see here, we're getting 20 to win 60, right? On FanDuel, we're only getting 20 to win 33.57. Although this doesn't include your stake, right? So we're getting plus 167 on FanDuel on this, whereas on PrizePicks, we're getting plus 200. Now you can imagine if I switch these both to unders, we're still getting 20 to win 60 on PrizePicks. They're not varying your payout. But on DraftKings, if we just head over to DraftKings, what we can do is we can take a look at what DraftKings would be giving us if we took that. So we can go here. We can go to MLB, and then we can go to innings, first inning total runs, and we want the Rockies game. So you can imagine if we took the under here, and then if we took Graham Ashcraft under 3.5 strikeouts, this parlay would now come out to plus 362. If you took both unders on PrizePicks, you're getting 20 to win 60. You're getting plus 200. On DraftKings, you're getting 20 to win 92.40. So this is why you have to be browsing odds on OddsJam, looking for value on PrizePicks, because if you're placing these bets on PrizePicks where you're getting plus 200 and the sportsbooks would be giving you plus 362, I mean, you're just screwed, right? DraftKings goes plus 182 to plus 362. PrizePicks, you're literally getting the same payout depending on if you select both overs or both unders. That's how crazy PrizePicks is as a platform. So I ended up locking it in. Another play I like if you're looking for some NFL is just looking at, this hasn't been released yet, but it's essentially a screen that shows you where every sportsbook has the player prop line set at. Is what you can see is Ben Skowronek in the Rams-Cardinals game. PrizePicks has his receptions line at 2. Most of the sportsbooks have it at 2.5, right? So PrizePicks is the only one with his line set at 2. So it seems like being able to get him over 2 receptions is pretty great value. If you want an NFL play, just looking for literally where is PrizePicks setting the line at a different level than the sportsbooks, right? Sure, the sportsbooks are juiced towards the under, but the difference between over 1.5 and over 2.5, like you can see, minus 205 on the over 1.5, minus 200 on the under 2.5. Like these jumps are massive from 1.5 to 2.5 for a player who doesn't get a lot of receptions. Like you go from the over 1.5 being minus 200 to the under 2.5 being minus 200. So these jumps are massive. Another play I like is fading Jalen Hurts next week. So if we go to the Eagles game, well, you can take a look at his passing yards line. If I remember correctly, it looked pretty good. But we'll call it here. 2 picks in this entry. 25 to win 75. Let's make money.